serve, and reflect the communities we protect.
Whether you're a new graduate, changing careers, or already in law enforcement, there's a path for you to join our department.
With top-tier pay, full benefits, paid training, and a direct path to making a difference, this is more than a job. This is your chance to shape the future of Minneapolis Police.
Choose service. Choose leadership. Choose Minneapolis. Visit our city website to learn more.
After 20 years of service, the Metro Blue Line is ready for essential improvements. A multi-year transformation is on the way, bringing a better, smoother Blue Line experience. Renew the Blue will preserve and protect a critical piece of our infrastructure investment, helping it remain a safe, reliable, and affordable transit option for many years to come. Learn more about Renew the Blue at metrotransit.org/renew-the-blue. Metro Transit, Renew the Blue.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune into Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for clear skies tonight with a low around 60, Saturday sunny with a high near 74, and Sunday sunny with a high around 76. Don't miss Sasha Colby's Stripped 2 Tour, an electrifying blend of dance, storytelling, and drag artistry at the Fillmore, Minneapolis on October 9th. Listen all week to the Matt McNeil Show for chances to win tickets. You can also purchase tickets at thefillmoreminneapolis.com. That's thefillmoreminneapolis.com.
Good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Cody Cup, Henry Cutter gave him.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi, to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Native issues, Wendy, are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Yes, you do know that. Hey, welcome, Wendy. So I just want to start the show off and say a big Pinigee thanks for everyone at the 50th anniversary of the Minneapolis Indian Center last night gala, and it was great to hear stories. And also a big shout out to Bobby Wilson for being on half the show from Reservation Dogs and the 1491ers, and it was really great to converse with him, and he only swore once, Wendy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only one bleep out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Hey, I want to say something too, and it's great that you're starting out the show with me, Wen.
Yeah.
Is that it seems like, I don't know, whenever we get out, but just recently too, everywhere I've been going, people have been, saying that they love the show, or their wife listens to the show, or people say their mom listens to the show, but they've also really gave you a big shout out. So I have to make sure that you're on the show more often.
Oh, I really appreciate that. And like I said the other day, that I really appreciate when people do, either recognize us or hear us, and they come up to us and tell us that, hey, we listen, we enjoy your show. I love your animal segment. I really, I learned so much each time, or, oh, that piece was really sad that you talked about, but I didn't know about that. So, or, it's funny sometimes, funny stories. So,
well, it's really, your segment started out as basically 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Now I get my own.
Yeah, I get my own segment now.
Well, you used to get your own show. We did Pilot's Progressive Party for about a year too, on AM 950, and that was less Native and more what you wanted to talk about, and the progressiveness of us and
politics and
politicians
news and things are going around. Yeah.
Then you retired from that.
Exactly. Well, if anybody could hear in the background, our little dog coughing. She sounds kind of like a goose. And she has a collapsing trachea. I talked about it on the show. So she's doing okay, but she gets like these little coughing fits.
I know, it kind of freaks her out.
It does. She'll go and lay down, or she'll have to change her position. And she's on medication. She's under a doctor's care. So she's doing okay. She's doing okay. If anybody else out there
she was looking
has
at
a dog that's coughing a lot, just bring them into the doctor and have them take
well,
an
you never
X-ray.
heard of this before, and that's
I've never heard of this before. Never. And now that I say it, like I have a friend whose dog had a collapsing trachea, and we have another
doctor, or not doctor, animal doctor said that she had a dog too.
Yeah, one of the dogs at the veterinarian clinic that we bring, Wanda. You okay, baby? Their dog has a collapsing trachea. Yeah, so it's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, baby, lay down.
Well, and then back again, a big shout out to people listening and coming up and talking to us. Really appreciate it.
Really
keeps us
do.
going.
It really is. It's like because when we're on the air and we're just talking, it just feels like, we're having a conversation. So it doesn't really feel like there's anybody out there listening.
Well,
I don't think about it. I think I'd get nervous.
A couple weeks ago, we were giving out tickets to the fair, Minnesota State Fair, and there was a couple callers. I asked the station, well, how many people called? And they said, oh, there's quite a few. And I said, wow, I only had a caller number 1, Wendy.
Yeah.
And so then we tried, how about caller number 3?
Yeah.
So we knew 3 people were listening.
Yeah.
How about number 5? Oh,
Yeah.
that was pushing it, but
Exactly.
they did give out tickets to the caller number 5, which is great. We've been on 9 years, and we started, to remind people that maybe don't know, we started it when Wendy and I went out to Standing Rock and during the No Dapple protest 9 years ago. And we got an RV, brought firewood, supplies, coffee from Steve's coffee shop, and we felt that there was not Native representation in the airwaves talking about what really was happening there. And then it's grown to this after 9 years, 5 days a week, and we went 2 hours our second year, and it's just been growing and growing. And there's things that are coming up now too. We're partnering with some organizations, and we're going to produce their radio show, and
that's very
more
exciting.
to come and about that. But we're going to open up the spotlight for other groups and nonprofits out here to get their word out, and we'll help them.
It's really important because the mass media doesn't give you news that's like happening behind the scenes, or they don't want to say a lot of things, so then you don't know what's really true and what's not. So sometimes we can give a little bit of that perspective.
Yeah, that's a really good point too. And I'm always complaining here that mainstream media is normalize this insanity that we're going through right now, and I still stand by that, Wendy.
I know you do. And it's true. It's true, because we'll see stuff on social media from these independent guys who are progressive, and they're telling us what's going on and where ICE is and what how many people they took and all this stuff. And that's stuff that you're not going to hear on the when you turn on channel, your TV, you're just not going to hear it. So
exactly. Well, and you're not hearing too what's happening in Europe, where they're protesting for Palestine, and Italy's going on a strike, the whole country, because of this, and things like that you just don't hear there. You have to listen to Native Roots Radio or the show on before us, Matt McNeil, and a lot of AM 950 and civic media stations across Wisconsin, and all the other stations that we're on.
Yeah,
you do get a sense of what's really going on out there, as opposed to I'm worried to get my license taken away or whatever. We're pretty safe here because we're a moving target. We're here in New York, and going back and forth.
Yeah. Well, you should tell your listeners too that you're on a lot of other stations elsewhere in the United States. That's pretty exciting too.
Well, I did mention civic media, and there's 20 stations in Wisconsin, and that's been amazing. And of course, we're on a big station, WOJB out in Wisconsin,
Mhm.
and KFAI here in the Twin Cities plays the best of, and I know they have a big following, and we get a lot of feedback from people here in the Twin Cities that hear us on that station too. So
Yeah.
it's just been a really interesting, fun ride. And Wendy, I don't know when you're going to retire from radio, but I'll be right behind you.
Well, I hope it continues and we stay on the air and people support us. And, did you mention the Patreon that we have?
No,
The
I haven't in a
Patreon.
long time.
Yeah.
People are still giving to the Patreon.
Well,
It's
sometimes
Native Roots Radio Media
Yeah.
out there, and please, if you can, throw us a cup of coffee a month or 2 cups of coffee a month. It all adds up, and it really
Mhm.
helps pay for what we're trying to do here, being on all these radio stations and maintain
Right.
our sanity too.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Hey, what are you going to talk about? We're going to have State Senator Mary Kunesh on in the
Mm.
first next 2 segments.
Yeah.
And she's driving back from Leech Lake, so that'll
Mhm.
be fun. And then you'll be on
I'm
again.
going to be on. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about how climate change is causing new species to pop up.
What?
I'm going to talk about one specific species that's brand new. Well, it's not a new species. It's the same species, but a hybrid of an animal that we already have. So I'm going to talk about that.
Oh, I thought Liz would be like Dracula.
Yeah. You know, climate change is changing things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. We'll be right back after this short break, Wendy.
Stay with us.
Oh,
The Minneapolis Police Department is hiring, and we're looking for people ready to lead, serve, and reflect the communities we protect.
Whether you're a new graduate, changing careers, or already in law enforcement, there's a path for you to join our department.
With top-tier pay, full benefits, paid training, and a direct path to making a difference, this is more than a job. This is your chance to shape the future of Minneapolis police.
Choose service. Choose leadership. Choose Minneapolis. Visit our city website to learn more.
After 20 years of service, the Metro Blue Line is ready for essential improvements. A multi-year transformation is on the way, bringing a better, smoother Blue Line experience. Renew the Blue will preserve and protect a critical piece of our infrastructure investment, helping it remain a safe, reliable, and affordable transit option for many years to come. Learn more about Renew the Blue at metrotransit.org/renew-the-blue. Metro Transit, Renew the Blue.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NAGD. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting nagd.org.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We have our friend, State Senator Mary Kunesh online here. Thank you so much. I know you're busy running around and doing your job. It's supposed to be a part-time job, but you are full-time all the way. Thank you so much for stopping in.
Oh, happy to be here with you today, Robert.
So let's catch up. What you've been doing? I think we're kind of on the theme of some positive things, and you're up north doing some positive things.
Yeah, I was up here today up at Leech Lake for the groundbreaking for their new wellness center at Ball Club. It's part of a 3-part project that the Leech Lake Tribe is doing really centered around wellness and community building. There's 2 other locations where they are building clinics, rebuilding community centers, but in Ball Club, there is a community center that's probably, 55 years or more old, and it's used for just about everything in the community. There's basketball hoops on either end, but the flooring is like a no-slip tile, so it's not really a gymnasium per se, but it's where they hold their bingo games and their elders gather. They've been used for funerals and feasts and ceremony, and it's really time that they get a new one. And connected to it, interesting enough, is also their little tiny clinic where they do the most incredible work. The director read off just a slew of the services that they provide for the tribal members. If they're IHS, of course, Indian Health Service provides those services at no cost. But all of these things are open to the community as well. And that clinic is really just a hallway with rooms, a lab, examining rooms, offices, as long as a basketball court.
Oh.
And they do all those services, WIC, well baby checks, elder care, chiropractic, all kinds of things. They receive prescriptions from the closest town twice a day, so people don't have to drive half an hour, 45 minutes to get their prescriptions, and those are delivered there every day, and people can pick it up. So that is what Leech Lake on that end has available right now. A couple years ago, they came to me and asked me to carry some legislation in the Senate to ask for bonding dollars to build a new one, a new community center and clinic. Mm-hmm. And in that fabulous year of 2023, when we had that abundance,
right,
this is one of the things that we were able to do is to allocate some of the dollars to getting these projects done. And so I was really excited to go up there today and break ground with them and see the incredible work that they're doing for the community.
Yeah, that's awesome. State Senator Mary Kunesh, yesterday was the 50th anniversary gala for the Minneapolis Indian Center, and I know they had to come up with $33 million, and you were a big part of helping with that. It must be just exciting to hear and see the good things coming out of the Minneapolis Indian Center.
Oh my goodness, yes. The Indian Center was in such need for refurbishing and redoing. It is the hub of our urban Indian community, and they serve, again, the community in just a multiple different ways, from the very youngest to the very oldest. And if you had been in there before the renovation, when it rained on the gymnasium floor. It rained in all different areas, and the space just wasn't really usable for the community anymore. So yes, beautiful new building, and happy anniversary to the Indian Center. Again, the work that they have done and continue to do and will continue to do for our Indigenous community is just incredible.
It is. And 50th anniversary gala, I meant to say, yeah, 50 years was built or opened in 1975 when I was just a youngster. And what's amazing too, and I know you know this because you've been there many times since the grand opening, is that they have the gym there, the old gym, and people feel really at ease to be able to go over in there and see the old wooden bleachers that still work well, and the great floor and the ceiling.
Yeah, it's really fabulous the way that they were able to not just tear everything down and start new, but they actually embraced the parts that were still usable. And like you said, the areas that kind of are familiar and bring comfort to the community. And I think that was really important. And I think it really makes a statement to the values that Indigenous people bring to, a lot of the projects, a lot of the work that they do.
Well, with all those great organizations on Franklin Avenue, we always have to remind our listeners, State Senator, that, just 20, 30 years ago, this place, Franklin Avenue, had many, many bars and liquor stores, and it's really become the cultural corridor for Native Americans, and we should really be proud of that fact.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if you think back, like you said, 20, 30 years ago, there weren't support systems and resources available to the urban Indigenous communities. When the United States decided it was too expensive to keep us all on reservations, they're like, hey, come to the urban centers. We'll give you a place to live. We'll give you housing and healthcare and education. And once again, they didn't fulfill their promises as promised. So we've had to take it into our own hands and build it. I mean, we have the bank there. We have commerce. We have the health clinic. All of those things that really make a difference in the health and welfare of our Indigenous people. And it's really great that we are able to continue to fund those areas. I mean, I was able to get some dollars. We have to, of course, thank other legislators that worked on this for so long. I know former Representative Becker Finn worked really hard to get those dollars for Leech Lake, as did Leash Kozlowski and Heather Keeler, representatives.
Yeah.
And then Karen, oh my goodness, what is Karen's last name? It's just slipped my mind. But a former representative also in the House worked really hard to get those dollars long before I was in the House and long before I was tapped to advocate for those things. So, it's one of the great things. And you know what else is really great is the collaboration and the partnerships that we've been able to build with county and cities and municipalities that hadn't been there before. Without their support, a lot of these things actually would not be done either.
Well, what's interesting too, and you remember my old job, State Senator, is I worked for my tribe out of Wisconsin, and Minnesota is really looked up to for all the work, and it so much has to do with representation like yourself. And we have to remind our relatives in Wisconsin that they really have to vote Native Americans into these seats, really, and get people out there.
Yep, you are correct, and it is interesting when I go to conferences and across the states or working with other states, and they're like, "How did Minnesota do that? How does Minnesota do this?" I think, of course, 100% representation matters. Understanding the historical context and the need for these kind of appropriations and policies is really important, because we're the ones that educate other legislators and other partners on the disparities and the historic trauma that we've all experienced our ancestors experienced, and why it's important to now do the right thing and invest in our community.
Absolutely. Say, we got a minute left. Can you hold on for another segment? I'd really like to see, talk to you a little bit about mental health and how you're taking care of yourself, if you don't mind.
You bet.
Well, hey, we are here with State Senator Mary Kunesh, and we're going to be right back after we take this short break. This is Native Roots Radio. Ho-wah.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP. Or visit snapconstruction.com.
Located just north of 50th in France, the Great Wall Restaurant has provided a delicious taste of authentic Chinese cuisine since 1981. Specializing in Szechuan and Peking dishes, they offer one of the most extensive menus in the Twin Cities. Favorites include hot and sour soup, pan-fried dumplings, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Stop by their Edina location or call for takeout at 952-927-4439. See the full menu at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. You know, over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
This is Alex Knorr from Buzzcut Mowing, a young, hardworking entrepreneur serving the Southwest Metro with affordable lawn care. I take the hard work off your plate with weekly mowing. I also offer leaf cleanups, aeration, dethatching, tree trimming, and mulch installation. I'll keep your lawn beautiful so you can enjoy your weekends with the people who matter most. Visit buzzcutmowingmn.com. That's buzzcutmowingmn.com.
Hey, it's Tom. There's a war being waged on clean energy. A bill in Congress could eliminate the 30% federal tax credit for solar by the end of 2025. And once it's gone, it may never come back. Fossil fuel giants and their MAGA friends in Washington want to kill green energy. But you can fight back. Going solar with All Energy Solar isn't just smart, it's a form of resistance. You choose where your money goes, not to utility companies, not to fossil fuel billionaires, but toward clean, renewable power for your home. A system from All Energy Solar works in Minnesota year-round because it runs on sunlight, not heat. So even in the dead of winter, you're generating electricity. And All Energy Solar helps you save with every rebate and incentive available. This is the moment to act. Waiting means risking with this tax credit and giving the upper hand to MAGA Republicans. So get your free consultation today at allenergysolar.com and take back your power.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for clear skies tonight with a low around 60, Saturday sunny with a high near 74, and Sunday sunny with a high around 76. Looking for a cozy neighborhood bar and restaurant in Minneapolis? Nightingale serves delicious American classics like their famous Nightingale Burger, ginger tamari chicken wings, and more. Open daily 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. with takeout available. Visit nightingalempls.com for details. You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. We are here with State Senator Mary Kunesh. We really appreciate you spending some time with us. Welcome back. State Senator, we'll get into maybe a little more news and stuff, but I'm always interested in how you protect your soul and what you do as a legislator and as a human being and as a Native American. What do you do to protect your soul? And it's really important that we talk about this, especially now with how dark things can be out there.
Well, first of all, thank you for asking, Robert. It's a tough question. It's a tough situation because of the world that we live in today, and there's so many pressure points all around, and so many really painful, hurtful, destructive forces out there worldwide. Worldwide, that really can play havoc on a person's psyche and mental health. And this was not an easy legislative session with our House being evenly divided, and that was added an extra bit of complexity to legislating. And then we ended up in a special session, which lengthened our legislative year. And then, of course, the murder of Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, and the attempted assassination of Senator Hoffman and his wife and daughter. It's been a really hard summer. I can tell you that. There's often times where I really feel like there is a dark cloud descending upon me, and I could easily, just stay home and keep to myself. But I do make myself get out there. I'm really blessed with a wonderful family, both my siblings, who are extremely supportive, and we text and we call each other all the time. We have a weekly Zoom where we just talk about everything and anything we want to talk about and give each other support.
Wow.
And then I have these really great kids that keep very well informed about what's going on globally, and when there's some really hard things to be talking about, I know that I can talk to them and they have a level head and can support me. But I've had so many constituents reach out to me over the summer. Just had coffee with a couple of new constituents that wanted to get to know me. They kind of asked the same question, and they were really sincere in like, how are you and what can we do to help you? And so there's lots of resources out there. Our caucus has provided, mental health services for us. And then, kind of talking with other legislators who are going through the same thing is extremely helpful. So, those are the people things that help me. Getting out of my house, getting into the woods, getting near water is really something that saves my spirit. I'm driving now back home from Leech Lake, and I didn't take the freeway. And so I'm meandering through all these little towns, looking at farms. The leaves are falling.
Yeah.
I had my windows open. And I mean, if you really need a recharge, for me, that's how it is. Getting back out into nature and looking at the beauty of where we live. And, it regenerates me as well, as far as doing the work that I do to protect the environment and the people that live there. So that's kind of a long answer, but that's what I've been doing to keep myself healthy.
Well, that's a great answer, and I really like how your family reaches out and has that Zoom. You come from a pretty big family, and I know you got quite a few rock stars in your family too. We've had your sister on many times over the years, and what is she up to now?
Well, She did not get the position she was hoping for because of the new administration out in Washington, D.C. She was one step away from being appointed the head of Indian gaming in the nation. And so it was a real disappointment for her, but she always seems to land on her feet when these things happen, and is now teaching some Indian law courses at the University of South Dakota Vermilion, and then is going to be going down to New Mexico, Santa Fe, and doing some professorship down there as well. Wow. I think Santa Fe is kind of her sweet spot, and she's always wanted to get down there for a good length of time. So she'll be teaching down there, and of course, Santa Fe is just a wonderful place to be. So it gives us one more place to visit when we need to.
Yeah, and just mention her name too, and kind of give her bio because it's very impressive along with your bio. And
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister is Patrice Kunish. She is an Indian law lawyer, has worked for NARP at different times in her profession. She was on council for the Mashantucket Pequot, and then left and created the here in Minneapolis Center for Indian Country Development at the Federal Reserve Bank. And then from there, she went out to Washington, D.C. and worked for the Biden administration in a couple different positions and lost that position because of the Trump administration.
Right.
And then I think went back to NARP and went back to Washington, D.C. for the Biden administration. And yeah, she's had her finger and influence in a lot of different really important areas. And, I can actually say that, she's one of the reasons that I ran for office, seeing all the incredible work and the opportunity she had to make a difference for Indian country. I was like, I want to be able to do that. And so I think I've been able to do some really good things here in Minnesota. And really proud of her and proud of the work that I've been doing.
Yeah, definitely rock star. Hey, so we got quite a few minutes left here. What does this week look like? What are you doing? Are you watching your grandbabies? Are you going up to the Capitol? What's your week look like coming up?
Well, I'm on my way back to the Twin Cities, and I'll pick my two little granddaughters up from their school. They're in preschool. It's so flipping cute to listen to them. And then my daughter has her food truck in the Northeast Brew Fest, so I'm going to go over and help her tomorrow. That would be kind of fun. Yeah. But I also sit on the Ag Committee, Agriculture Committee, and so on Monday and Tuesday we have tours, farm tours and agriculture tours all over southern Minnesota. It's a 2-day tour. We'll be going to farms. We'll be going to businesses that have to do with agriculture. The farmers are, again, going to be in a big herd. I mean, they're always in a big herd just because the nature of the work that they do. But with the cuts coming up from the federal government, with the hike in health insurance, all of those things are going to put our farmers and ag businesses into a real bit of a tornado. And so they've asked us to come out and listen and learn from them. I'm sure they have some ideas about what we can do to get some resources to them, whether it's policy or dollars. And so I'm kind of excited to do that. And then what else is coming up? Oh, my baby brother is getting married for the first time this coming following weekend of this one.
Uh-huh.
So there'll be lots of family coming into town. I have to get my house ready for all the folks staying with us. But those are some of the things. And then the following week, I go out to Colorado for a BIPOC, so legislators of color leadership conference that's being held in Denver. And that'll be really interesting because it'll be the American Indian legislators, the African Americans, Asian South Pacific, our Latino legislators are all going to be meeting there and talking about the issues that are plaguing them right now. And again, what are some of the things that we can do to support each other and possibly work on together from the federal level, but also at the state level.
Do you believe that farmers are kind of understanding that these tariffs are not good for them? Do you think they're get understanding that?
Oh yeah, very much so. They do understand that, and there were a lot of promises made to farmers that are not being kept, and it eventually will fall on the state to bolster our farmers until we can, change things out there. But yeah, I think they realize just, how unsupportive the current administration is, or maybe the fact that there just isn't action out in DC the way that it needs to be. The Farm Bill hasn't passed. This happens all the time. We're looking at a governmental shutdown, which means everything is going to come to a halt. My son worked out in D.C. for Betty McCollum's office in her American Indian caucus for a while, and he was there when there was a shutdown. And basically, everybody goes home, and you don't get paid.
Right.
And I think what I heard a couple days ago is that the Trump administration is going to use that as another opportunity to cut and slash thousands of jobs.
Yep.
Which is going to, again, affect all of us in a million different ways. If they cut any more at the Department of Education, it's basically there will be nobody to answer the phone to distribute the grants to support our
exactly.
That's going to happen across the board. And so, yeah, we're you said I'm always positive, but this is one of those sort of perhaps doomsday scenarios that we're all going to have to face here in the very, very near future.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for spending time. I know our listeners really enjoy your take on things and input. So big Peenagee, thank you so much, State Senator Mary Kunesh.
You bet. We'll feel it down, Robert.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NAGD. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting nagd.org.
After 20 years of service, the Metro Blue Line is ready for essential improvements. A multi-year transformation is on the way, bringing a better, smoother Blue Line experience. Renew the Blue will preserve and protect a critical piece of our infrastructure investment, helping it remain a safe, reliable, and affordable transit option for many years to come. Learn more about Renew the Blue at metrotransit.org/renew-the-blue. Metro Transit, Renew the Blue.
The Minneapolis Police Department is hiring, and we're looking for people ready to lead, serve, and reflect the communities we protect.
Whether you're a new graduate, changing careers, or already in law enforcement, there's a path for you to join our department.
With top-tier pay, full benefits, paid training, and a direct path to making a difference, this is more than a job. This is your chance to shape the future of Minneapolis police.
Choose service. Choose leadership. Choose Minneapolis. Visit our city website to learn more.
Hi, I'm Tiergan. And I'm Hadley. We're two of the very first listeners, and we're still listening to Native Roots Radio.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, Wendy's come back here, and we're going to do our sacred animal section. Wendy's been a animal advocate for many years, and she's one of the original co-founders of Native Roots Radio, along with me. And we've been talking about animal issues for 9 years. So welcome, Wendy, and thank you for coming on as always. People have been asking about you.
Awesome. And I just want to remind everyone, this portion of the show, we would like to bring awareness to our Minnesota and Wisconsin wolf populations. Say no to the hunts.
No.
Oh.
Good howl.
Everybody, my name is Hanajihi Hani. That means cares for them. And I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white clouds. I am a policy volunteer for Humane World for Animals, formerly known as the Humane Society of the United States. And I work on animal issues at the local and state level.
Yes, you
so
do.
It was my pleasure to do that. I have an article here I just got marked September 23rd. It's called Vice, by Louis Prada. He wrote this article. Around 7 million years ago, green jays and blue jays went their separate evolutionary ways. One opted for the humid tropical climates of Central America, and the other chose the crisp, temperate forest of eastern U.S. They kept their distance, promising that never the two shall meet, let alone close enough to mate.
It sounds like some of our friends from New York moving to Florida.
Exactly. Climate change messed all that up. It's thrown off bird migratory patterns just enough so that these two separate but similar species, separated by millions of years, has finally synced back up. Yes, they've created a whole new type of bird called a grue jay, Grue-J, in San Antonio, of all places. Exactly. Researchers at the University of Texas at Austin confirmed the existence of a hybrid offspring between a green jay and a blue jay. It's possibly the first known vertebrate hybrid created by the simultaneous expansion of each species range, thanks to climate change. Now, earlier I said it was a new species. It's more like a new bird breed, right?
Yeah,
but
still a species.
It is a species. This new hybrid currently has no name, but for now, everyone's calling it the grue jay, a combination of a green jay creeping north and a blue jay flying west, with their newly expanded territory overlapping and suburban South Central Texas, where the lucky species will get to watch Victor Wembanyama play. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Wembanyama play.
Now you sound like me.
Oh my God, I should have even read that sentence. Sorry about that, and I apologize. Its
Wembanyama.
discovery is created to the backyard birder northeast of San Antonio, who snapped a grainy picture of this strange bird, right? He was trying to figure out what was going on. But anyway, what they tried to do was the couple caught the bird. They chased it down and
caught it.
Yeah, they caught it because they wanted to bring it in to see what it was, right? So then,
did people really do that?
well, they got, it was, humanely caught with a net, and they took really good care of it because they had to find it. But usually, what makes this especially notable is that most wild hybrid animals typically result from human activities, right? Such as habitat destruction, invasive species introduction, or misguided zoo experiments. But this one was Mother Nature's doing, with some significant help from humans via our contributions to climate change. So this is a new thing. And you know what? We're going to see more of stuff like this. This is crazy. You could go online to look at the blue jay, green and blue jay. So it looks like the body of a blue jay. It looks like a blue jay, and its head looks totally different.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so
our
it's
blue jays are a little angry out in the
They're fucking-
backyard.
yeah,
I wonder if they have that same disposition.
I think they're a little territorial. I wonder if I can bring up a picture of it. Well, here, I'll put it like this and see.
Here, I can do it for you.
Okay, thank you. So whoever's watching us online could see a picture, but you could go ahead and just, Google that. But it looks like a blue jay's body, and its head is like really, really dark blue. Like
it's wearing some makeup, like a football player.
So imagine that, like a birder, like a person who's really into birds.
Well, we saw those birds in our neighborhood when we were walking with the babies, and it took me a while, but they were little woodpeckers, right? They looked between like a pigeon and something, but it ended up being a woodpecker. That's how much I know.
I know. I have this story here. It's from 1971.
I was 10.
Yeah, so was I. Yvonne Vladish. Here I am messing up another name. Vladish. Anyway, she was on a leisure yacht in the Indian Ocean
in 1971.
In 1971, and disaster struck. The vessel suddenly exploded, breaking apart and sinking quickly.
Oh, geez, Wendy.
Yeah. So anyway, alone in the water, she clung to survive, like a piece of the boat that was floating, right? So she was miles away from any shipping lanes, far away from the land, without anything, So she was in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Predators are below her. The sun is burning her up in the sun.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know what? Yeah, but you know what happened? A small group of dolphins appeared and circled her, and one swam directly beneath her, lifting her body so she could cling to its back. And the others moved around them, forming a protective guard against her, around her. So for hours, what they did was they carried her forward.
Do you remember that one kid that Cuba wanted back?
I do.
And he was saved by dolphins, and the church wanted him back because he was an angel or something, or an angel saved him, or I wasn't clear on that. That's what that reminds me of. That guy, I guess that was about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yvonne, this woman, said later it felt as though the dolphin understood she could not keep herself afloat much longer, right? And really, so so this dolphin, when the others all helped, so instead it stayed beneath her, bearing her weight, while the others swam in circles as if shielding them from sharks.
I think Emma would and Wanda would save you. And they're part dolphin, aren't they? Mammal.
But together they, not a mile or two, but hundreds, nearly 200 miles across the open ocean, until Yvonne finally reached a buoy where a passing ship spotted her and pulled her to safety. Only then did the dolphin leave. Their mission was completed.
That was 54 years ago. I wonder if she's still alive.
Yep. So Yvonne survived because a pod of wild animals chose to help her when nothing else could. Yeah, isn't that an amazing story? I mean, there's some kind of
That beats out the old Fun Facts Friday. That's a great story.
It really is a great story. I'm going to look into it. I believe it is a true story.
Yeah.
That it happened, and
Well, again, that one kid.
I know it's
they
just
wanted
amazing, like
back
how they
the
know
dolphins.
that this human is in distress and that
Dolphins are
they
smart.
have empathy. That just goes to show compassion and empathy from an animal.
Exactly.
Dolphins, she wouldn't have been here to, of course, tell the story. And so
And then you wouldn't have this story
I wouldn't have
on
this
Friday
story
here.
on Friday for a Fun Fact Friday.
Native Roots Radio. Hey,
right.
Wendy, thanks for being on. People missed you. I got to make sure that you get on more often.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I enjoy it.
Hey, it's Native Roots Radio. We'll see you next week. See you Monday. And peace out. You are part of the resistance from Chief Coop. The ground on which we stand on is the sacred ground. It's the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office. We're still here. We are the Seventh Energy.